Good morning. Good morning. It's morning. Just put the old kettle on. It's not a kettle, it's a jet boil. It's 7:54 a.m. on the 21st of November. I'm just doing what you shouldn't do in a vehicle, holding a boiling jet boil in a tiny little cramped car. Let's just hope it doesn't tip over and explode on me, or the thing doesn't boil over, which it did a few weeks ago. It boiled over and went on my stomach. But anyway, good morning. I'll say what the date is, 21st of November 2025. Just boiling up the jet boil to make a cup of coffee. Hopefully, well not hopefully, definitely these are the last few uses of this jet boil for this purpose, because it's very dangerous, and it did overboil and I did spill it on my stomach, and I've got burns on my stomach, scalding water. So I'm going to switch to my camping gas style stove and a little kettle. Let's focus, because if I am not focused on what the boiling watery oat milky stuff is doing in this, it's going to boil over again, and then I'll scald myself again on camera this time. Should be quite entertaining. So what I normally do as a safeguard is, by about this stage, just before it starts to gurgle, boil in other words, I turn it off, unhook it, and tip half of the substance, the watery oat milk stuff, in there. So that's kind of hot enough, but not quite. And then what remains, which is a much lower volume, I'll bring to boiling point, banging it on the top like I just did there. Is exactly how you spill it all over yourself. And I'll bring what remains to boiling. That means it avoids it actually boiling over. It's very hard with, there it goes. Now it's boiling. So it's rising, there we go. That's fine. When you do it with oat milk, when it hits boiling point, it tends to bubble up and rise up the dish container thingy, and that's where it risks overflowing and you getting burnt. There we go. Now that should be warm enough. Tell me in the comments section how stupid I am, because I really want to hear. Right. It is another beautiful morning out there. There was ice on the windscreen when I woke up. Now it's clearing, because about 5 or 6 minutes ago I put the engine on. Now it's blasting warm air into me, so the frosted iciness outside on the windscreen is gone. I'm up at Blackgang, which is a very exposed spot, so it's very cold. Not in here it isn't, well not now, the engine's going, but I've got a really good sleeping bag, winter sleeping bag, so I feel so warm at night in here. I had the window about that much cracked open, so all the cold air is coming in, and me breath is vaporising. Absolutely love it. When I was little, well not little, when I was 12, 13, 14, I suppose that's little, I used to go fox watching most nights, and I used to love the winter when it was frosty. This was in South London for a while. I lived in South London for a while, and I'd go urban fox watching, and winter nights were just wonderful, with the frost on the ground and the air vaporising. The foxes, when they breathed, the air would vaporise as well. You could tell how cold it was. But yeah, and then by about 3 in the morning I'd be pretty tired, so I'd go and crawl under a hedge and fall asleep with a big thick Barber jacket it was at the time. I thought I was out in the countryside, so I was wearing my countryside barber's jacket. That'll do. Oddly, I'm going to add some of this. Can you see that? Creatine. Because I'm trying to get jacked. Creatine has many values, or many usefulnesses. That's a word. Just put a tiny bit in because it tastes foul. A tiny bit in my coffee. Because I do a lot of walking, and I do kind of a raised push-up sort of stuff when I'm out walking, whenever I find a low fence. Because I'm trying to build up a bit of strength and keep my muscles from deteriorating as I pass middle age and get old. I also eat these things, creatine gummies. So taking in loads of sugar and rubbish with the creatine. But yeah, I figure as you get old, it's best not to degenerate too rapidly. Keep exercising, stay reasonably healthy, which is what I'm attempting to do. Oh god, I'm so stiff. No, not really. Right, I have to pile everything on the driver's seat when I sleep in the bed overnight, which means I then have to yank everything off and stick it over there, so that during the day all this nonsense, these gubbins, are not on the driver's seat. Welcome to my life, people. Living the dream. The thing is, I am actually living, not the dream as such, but certainly living the way I want to be living at the moment. It may look weird to normal folk. Present company, possibly accepted, I don't know. If you think this is weird, I'm sure you do. If you don't think it's weird, then you're a bit odd. I love this. This is a I don't know, I've said on a previous video, I'm switching out cheap clothes for expensive clothes items that will last a lifetime. And this is a paramothermal underlayer, shell layer, whatever you would call it. Costs 80 quid, but it will last a long time. Quick drying, very, very warm, and very cool in summer. Oddly, it's got a weird system on it that keeps you cool and hot. Don't tell me how they do it. Maybe it's all in my mind, but put this on. I would say I've got more money than sense, but I don't have any money. And I think I've got a lot of sense, because this will last a long time. If I go to Mountain Warehouse and buy one of these soft shell things, the stitching will come apart in 6 months, and that'll be it. Well, I'll have to re-stitch it. Which being a very lazy person, I don't tend to do. Right. Good news on the drone, wasn't it? If you've watched my previous drone rescue video. Videoing the fireworks, flew into a tree, couldn't find it for 6 days, I think it was, during which it rained at least 3 times heavily. And finally found it by flying the other drone, this spy drone, up and searching through the canopy. Finally found it, retrieved it. Water flowed out as I tipped it up and shook it. I stuck it in the blooming in the charger, stupidly, to hello, where are you? Come here. To see if it was alive. It wasn't. Don't do that. Don't take the battery out immediately and dry it all out first. So I took the battery out immediately, well, after trying to put some charge in, which was stupid, and dried it all out, and it wouldn't work. So I then went onto YouTube, as you do, took advice from the first video I found, which said dunk it in alcohol, 99% alcohol, pyro, whatever it's called. So I basically filled up, I ordered some of that off Amazon, filled up a little Tupperware tray, put my poor dead drone into the Tupperware pot, this one, in a bath of that alcohol, 99% alcohol stuff. Then swished it all around, the aim being to lift off any impurities that had settled on the circuit boards of the motherboard and all that malarkey that would have been shorting out the electricity. Strip all those impurities away from the rain, which is what alcohol does. Then the alcohol evaporates off, and in theory you've got a clean, moisture-free drone with a clean circuit board. And lo and behold, after the alcoholic solution, the alcohol had evaporated off, the drone started to work. It started to receive charge, and now it's working fine. I gave it a test flight yesterday and it flew beautifully. Go figure. Don't think I ever got to the point why I was telling you about my fox watching, did I? The point being, I like being outside in cold conditions. I just like being outside. And basically, living in a vehicle at the moment just feels like I'm in my own little space, running my life as I want to, without the rigmarole of having to live in a house with other people, and it's just great. Anyway, let's put the microphone on. Right, are we ready to rock? One thing I need to do is actually put my shoes on. I've got to go and get some fuel, some petrol. So I'm going to take you on a drive from Blackgang Viewpoint car park. Stuff everywhere, crammed into every little crevice. I need a big spring clean now winter has set in. Plug me a battery power pack thing in so I can charge it as I drive. Put my glasses on so I can see. Yeah, I can see. What a beautiful day. If the trees weren't... Hold on, let me turn you around. If those shrubs weren't blowing around a bit, I'd be tempted to put the drone up and freeze my poor hands to death. I've ordered some little rechargeable hand warming thingies, which are USB-C charged, which is important. Everything that comes in this car that needs charging has to have a USB-C, otherwise it's not allowed in the car. So anything with a conventional plug for a conventional plug point is not welcome, because I can't charge it when I'm in the car, and I'm not going to get a power pack thingy that has a conventional plug socket in it just so I can charge up one or two items that stubbornly don't have USB-C ports on them. Don't know why I'm telling you that. Anyway, we are driving into the sun. The filter's right down, so it's all going to be looking horrible at the moment, but I'm not going to adjust the filter because I'm driving, so I apologise. But in a minute we're going to swing away from the sun and that will be it. We won't be driving into the sun until we get to the garage. After the garage I'll put the filter back, well, I'll put the filter up. I'll remember to put the filter up if I remember. There's quite a lot of ice on the road, or at least frost on the road. Yeah, just down here we're going to swing away from the sun, so the video will be better. Yeah, so I've ordered two little hand warming thingies, rechargeable ones, and if they work I'm going to investigate similar devices that you can put into jackets and that to stay warm, because last winter I was beginning to feel the cold properly, up until then, I'd quite enjoyed the cold in the vehicle. But last winter, it began to feel a bit tiresome, shall we say? Because I'm getting old, the cold really gets into your bones and your muscles, and it gets more uncomfortable the older you get. So I was really beginning to feel that. Hence, this being my last winter in a vehicle my last winter in a vehicle in the temperate zone. I don't mind the weather like this. In fact, I love the weather like this. But I don't want 4 months of it, which is effectively what we all have coming to us, assuming you live in the temperate zone, northwestern Europe, or the States. But frankly, I've had enough of car life in a vehicle over winter. Now, of course, when I purchase a van and I can have a Chinese diesel heater in it, winter within the confines of the vehicle will be fine. So I'll be able to get out of bed without freezing to death. But you still have to get out of the vehicle and walk around, and I don't like it cold. I don't like rain in winter. Ugh, horrible. But I do like a downpour in Cambodia in winter. Not that you get downpours in winter in Cambodia, because it's a dry season. I don't think I've experienced one in Phnom Penh whenever I've been there during the winter. Anyway, yeah, I'm beginning to suffer from the cold. It's beginning to get me cheesed off. I won't say get me down, because I don't really get melancholy. So yeah, can't remember why I was wittering on that subject. So we are now driving towards Brierley, I think you pronounce it, Brierley. Little tiny hamlet or whatever it would be. That coffee is good. It's effectively an oat milk latte. I do love an oat milk. Do love an oat milk latte. Lovely old stone-built building there. Bit of a nick point in the road. Built before the time of cars and trucks and that. Horses and carts, presumably. What a stunning day. If I can get out and get the drone out today, I'll be a very happy boy. Because of, I think tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to turn all windy and rainy and horrible. There's been hedge cutting along here, which means there's loads of splinters from hawthorn and blackthorn and that kind of stuff. So you've not only got the thorns to contend with your tyres, but also the splinters of where they've shattered the woody vegetation and the timber and all that, because they go through some fairly hefty trunks. They mince or flail the hedges basically. So you've got to watch you don't get a puncture in your car tyre. I do talk some nonsense when I'm driving along like this, don't I? Just going past Widcombe on the left, which is National Trust owned. Rather lovely. Right, we're going to go down this way, down Salford Lane, to the southern end of Whitwell, and then drive to the garage that way. And I've only got one bar left, so it might start beeping at me in a minute to say, fuel, come quickly, you need fuel. It would be the garage that's saying, come quickly, you need fuel. Oh, is he letting me go? Oh, very kind chap. Very frosted vehicle. It's frosty down here. So Blackgang Viewpoint car park was all frosty, but it was also quite breezy up there, which means less frosty. Oh, really frost hollow here. Beautiful. Whee! Let your lights on, please. Don't know why. It's dark. I always stick my lights on for some reason, my headlights. Let's let this chap go before me. He's going quite fast, so if I can latch on behind him, he can take the lead and steer us along this road, which is quite narrow. So let's get oh, blimey. Let's get behind him. Quite amazed never to ever have had a car accident. Never had a shunt, never... Well, people have got into me, but I've never actually, when driving, hit another car or done anything. Not bad going, really. I've been doing this for 30 odd years. It means my insurance is virtually non-existent. Well, it's a couple of £100. It keeps going down, so they'll be paying me soon. So I wouldn't say I'm not a slow driver, but I am I don't know, he's swung out there in his nice electric Porsche Taycan, I think that was. I think I'm a confident driver is the way to put it. So at junctions and that, I just go if there's a space. I don't dither at all. I know the rules and I obey them. Pure and simple. You may not agree. Any comments on my driving? Oh, lovely buzzard there. Any comments on my driving? Well, we're very welcome as always. So we are driving south now. Towards God's Hill, where there's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, so keep an eye on me, folks. So we're currently going at 43 miles per hour in the national speed limit zone area, I believe. This is such nice coffee. That's a Vasa, is it? That Nescafe cafe stuff is just instant coffee. But when you've got 50% oat milk and 50% water and a bit of sugar, and you boil the oat milk, you're basically doing a latte. Oat latte, which is my favourite drink. Although I've really got into minty green tea, oddly enough. Yeah, it just tastes like a really good oat latte. There's only one oat latte that I know is better, and that's Abby's. That's Blake's Tea Hut. She definitely does better coffee than I can ever do. But apart from that, I do the best coffee. Get around here, so we're now in a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit zone called God's Hill. Nice Tesla there. Horrible BMW. I don't like BMW. Worse than Audi. Well, basically the same company, I think. They owned by Volkswagen. And are they all going bankrupt? Yes. Right, we're driving into the sun again. Sorry about this. I can't see. So it's all going to be God's Hill, we're coming back through God's Hill, coming back again, so we won't be driving into the sun at that stage, but at the moment we are. And I'm not going to change the filter when I'm driving. Being a good boy. Should have let him out. Back in a 30 zone now. Another Tesla. So although I dislike Elon Musk intensely, I do like Tesla. If I had the money, I'd probably get a Tesla Model Y and live in that. Why? I don't know. Well, I do know. Because I could park in car parks overnight, charging it up, and sleep in the vehicle whilst it's charging. Happy days. I could do that in Ventnor because there are charging bays and there's always several that are not being used in the central car park. I'd only need to do it once a week probably. Because electric cars don't have an engine, they have little motors on the wheels, they don't have an engine. That's one big collection of things that could go wrong that won't go wrong in an electric car. Everyone says the batteries don't last more than 2 days, which of course is bullshit. Excuse my language. YouTube is going to put an explicit sign on my video now and demonetize this particular video because I said a nasty word, a rude word. Anyway, we're at the garage now, so I'm going to fill up with some petrol. There we go, all fueled up. I've stuck the filter up, I actually remembered, which means it's going to look dark when I'm driving away from the sun, and should be okay when I'm driving into it. We shall see. Oh, my bones are creaking. Oh. God, I'm going to be a nightmare when I really am old, aren't I? So I reckon I've got another 30 odd years of life in me, if I live to the average age. The probability of a horrible death increases every day as I get older. But assuming I've got about 30 years, you've got to put up with this for about another 30 years. Will you stick with me? That's the question. Of course I'm going to live above the average age, so it'll probably be 40 years of inflicted pain upon you of listening to me mumbling and grumbling about nothing in particular. Saying, oh, the weather's fantastic this morning, must have a coffee. Can I find a tit flock? I'm basically going to say the same 4 or 5 things to you every day for the next 30 or 40 years. Of course you all know where I live, so you could end it all sooner if you wanted to, so you can get back to doing useful things like doing your tax returns, or listening to a true crime podcast, or whatever it is normal people do when they're not listening to my YouTube channel. Which reminds me, I do have a podcast channel on my YouTube channel. Cool. So I need to slow down. thanks to law abiding. Right, into the 20-mile-an-hour zone we come. Yeah, so I do have a podcast thingy set up on my YouTube channel for this channel. Might have to start using it. Then I can waste even more of your lovely times by compelling you to download the podcast, so that when you're at work or when you're doing your tax returns or whatever important stuff you should be doing, you can be listening to me coming in your ear, which will be fun. See what I did there? Right. What's the time, by the way? Can anyone tell me the time, please? What was that? 8:30. Okay. Thank you. Why can you not just say to your phone, "What's the time?" and it will tell you? Why can you not do that? I'm sure you can, but why can I not do that? Is it Alexa? Would that do it? I don't know. I've got an Apple. Tell me in the comments section if there's a way I can set my phone up so that it will tell me the time. As in, tell me the time by me asking it rather than lifting the phone up. Obviously, I wouldn't lift the phone up whilst driving, but you know what I mean. Into the national speed limit zone, yay! Try and get into the right gear. It's quite heavy traffic down here, I'm surprised. I suppose there's a little road that picks up traffic from Ventnor. The whole of Wroxall is closed at the moment because they're finally resurfacing the road through there. So all of Ventnor's traffic that would ordinarily go, well, it's either going through to Shanklin or it's coming this way through Whitwell. So you've got all of the Undercliffs traffic coming through here basically. Hence it being like the rush hour in London at the moment with all these jams and cars, tailgate. I mean, look at it. The traffic's awful. So nice not have to commute to work with these lot all stuck in traffic. Oh, God. Did you see that? There's another car on the road. A van there. High roof, short wheelbase. If anyone sees I think it's Renault Traffic or Ford Custom Connect, is it? They're two vans that have that plan form, short wheelbase and high roof. Not extra high roof, not low roof, just a kind of a low high roof, if you know what I mean, the lower high roof, so I can stand up. That's what I'm looking for. Then I can build a collapsible shower and I can have a shower standing up in it. So we're driving north now. No, we're not. We're driving south now. I got my norths and souths all wrong this morning. I said I was coming into South Whitwell earlier. I was actually coming to North Whitwell because North is behind me. God, he was in the middle of the road. If you hear me beep at somebody, I do apologise, but if people are right in the middle of the road, I'm going to beep at them. Might be a bus or something coming, he's stopped. Oh no, not a bus, just not much room. What a stunning day. There we go. I got it in. The drone is going to be so happy that she was rescued, and because she was literally sitting there in some bramble between two evergreens, a whole oak and something else, just looking up at the sky saying, "Rescue me." She honestly thought that was it, because it took me 5 or 6 days to find her. Now she's lovely, cosy and warm in the car. What I will do in future, I think, because you can fly those drones in rain, but just not, in drizzle, just not heavy rain, because they're not waterproof at all. So I figure that with those rotors going, if you're flying it and it gets slightly moist, those rotors might fling moisture into the air vents and all that, all of which are open. So having that alcohol might actually be quite useful in future. It might be worth dunking the drone every so often to clear any corrosion off. Somebody said in the comments section that you wouldn't want to do that because it might damage the camera system, which is a good point. So what I've not yet tested, because I didn't actually do any, when I did my test flight there wasn't a memory card in there, so I couldn't do actually any videoing. So what I've not tested yet is whether the camera's working on it. So what I'm going to do is another test flight today in Ventnor, now the weather's beautiful like this, and just make double sure that the camera is not knackered. If it is, then I think I would invest in a new camera, replace the camera on it. I think I could send it back to DJI to do that. But what I'm also thinking of doing is upgrading it. So selling that drone, which is a Mini 4 Pro, Mini Pro 4, whatever it's called, and getting the new Mini 5 Pro. Because I'm that kind of person, or I've become that kind of person, Mr. Gadget. I never used to be Mr. Gadget at all. My dad was Mr. Gadget. I resisted it, then he died, and then suddenly I got into gadgets. It's one of my biggest regrets, is that I didn't get into the stuff he loved, which was computing and gadgets basically. He would have loved the drones, absolutely adored the whole thing, but I got into it just after he passed away. Bit sad really. We could have had so much fun. Ah dear. So we're now driving past Dean Farm. That sun off to my right is pretty bright, and when we go around the corner here, I'm going to be driving straight into it. Kind of turns it into literally a blind corner. Oh, there's the bus. Oh no, there's a bus. Because I'm running a bit late, I'm kind of hoping my parking spot will be taken when I get down to the Esplanade, down to the beach in Ventnor, which will force me to park somewhere else, which will in turn force me not to just stay there all day. When I get my little space, I tend to like to stay there all day. A weird psychological, why have I gone this way? I wasn't going to go this way. Oh well. You'll see a little bit of the undercliff. We're dropping down St Lawrence Shoot. I was just going to drive straight to Ventnor. This is a nicer route. You have the higgledy-piggledy bridge just down here, the narrow bridge, which tend to meet somebody coming the other way, and somebody has to reverse. Got to go very slowly here. There's no ice on this little bit of road. We're in the undercliff where the frosty bits tend to not last more than about 5 minutes once the sun's up. So the roof there is frosted. Oh, it's Nick. He has to reverse. get all grumpy now. Because where he's stuck, it could mean he hits another vehicle, because he can't see cars coming down now from where he was there, where he met me. He's not reversed back though, I can see in the wing mirror. So he's got up. That's Nick, gravity voice Nick, who helps to run the golf course above Ventnor. It's funny when you know people in the local community. I've not got to that stage in Falmouth really, apart from a few people around the university. So I'm much more anonymous in Cornwall. But that is going to change, because I'm going to spend quite a lot of this winter in Cornwall, I'm afraid. I do apologise to my Ventnor followers, but don't worry, there'll be loads and loads of footage from Ventnor. But there'll also be loads from Cornwall. My viewership has plummeted of late. Thanks Eddie, by the way, for the super thanks. You're a superhero. And Eddie makes regular donations to the channel, which is really, really appreciated. Those donations all go into the van fund. And Eddie's my most consistent and generous supporter, so thank you very much. But yeah, the actual viewership of the channel has plunged, which means the ad revenue has plunged. It's about 50p a day. So the giddy heights are £3.50 a day when I first got monetised. That doesn't, I don't get anywhere near that anymore. If I was getting £3.50 consistently per day on this channel, that would be a quarter of my daily target income. Obviously my daily target income is actually about 20 quid. I get to live on that. Now I'm some other channels like Socks and Sandals and what's he called? City Van Light? I can't remember your name now. Scott, I can't remember your name. Van City Van Light. Yeah, Van City Van Light. They get about 10, 15, 20,000 views per video, which I'm pretty sure is going to yield probably £10, £15 per day, maybe more. If I can get up to those giddy heights, I'll be sorted, but at the moment I'm nowhere near those heights. Right, that light did change as I drove through. It always does. Oh, just hit the bump. The Flowers Brook bump in the road. A bump that's getting bigger and bigger. There are major coastal defences being planned for the Undercliff. I think they're going to extend around the Spyglass to Castle Cove and then maybe go further through St Lawrence, which might mean they extend the old Esplanade walk to at least Steeple Cove, maybe even further than that, I don't know. I should send myself a reminder if I remember. I can't send myself a reminder when I'm driving. If I remember, remind me when I get down to the Esplanade to send myself a reminder to look up what the coastal defence plans are for the Undercliff. So if they extend the concrete toe along the base of the cliffs, that will stabilise things above, in theory. Well, with practice as well. It won't stop the instability, it will just slow it all down. Anyway, we're driving down Esplanade Road now, which is a two-way road. Not many people know that. Especially people coming up don't realise that. I think because it's very narrow, it must be a one-way road, but it isn't. roughly, is your little space free or is it occupied? Kind of hoping it's occupied because I'm late. Because then that will... Oh God, it's free. Damn it. I've got to make sure that I don't just stay here all day. I leave Ventnor and drive off and go and do some drone footage somewhere else. Variety is the spice of life. I want to get some here as well then. It being a lovely day. There we go. We are home, hopefully.